When it comes to fighting games, there's always a select few characters that are often forgotten to even be present in the game. Whether that be because the character's design, moveset, lore, or personality, for one reason or another, they just seem to be neglected by many. But why is that? Today I'll be trying to figure that out. Today I'll be looking into a specific character and come to a conclusion for why said character is forgotten. And that character is the cutting, poisonous assassin, Fang. Fang was introduced as one of the original 16 base roster characters for Street Fighter V. Fang's design is a very tall, slender man with a ponytail and goatee. He sports a long purple Cheng Pao and a large black hat. Pretty ominous design if you ask me. When Street Fighter V released, Fang was met with many positive opinions. People were a fan of his flamboyant, killer attitude. The animations were something unique and fresh to the franchise. Up to this point, there has never been a fighter who utilizes poison or looks as eccentric as he. Some articles went as far as to regard Fang as the best new fighting game character in years. But something people weren't too high on was his bad, low-tier gameplay. Common complaints were his low damage, low health, and bad V-skill to name a few. Fang was extremely difficult to use at the highest level of competition. Competitive Street Fighter players Jan, who mained Fang, who consistently played against the best of the best, would give up using Fang for he was failing to stay up to par with the higher tier characters. But enough about perception on Fang. What is the story behind this assassin with disgustingly large nails? Now, who exactly is Fang? What are his morals and what is his motives? Fang's story mode goes as follows. Fang was kidnapped at a young age by a cartel group of assassins who were known as the Ninggu Hao. Excuse me if I'm butchering that. I looked it up to try to find a way to pronounce it, but found nothing, so I'm just going to call them the Ninggu Hao. Hopefully I'm right. The Ninggu Hao specialized in the art of the poison hand. This means they will be able to inject poison into their enemies with their bare hands to subdue them. They would acquire this poison by subjecting kids at a very young age to resounding amounts of poison. They would be forced to endure heavy doses of poison, Fang being one of these kids. Fang would see other kids not be able to withstand the poison and would die right in front of him. Fang, however, would learn to master the poison, becoming the deadliest assassin the Ninggu Hao had. Later, the Ninggu Hao group of assassins were contacted to take out Bison, the leader of the strongest criminal organization, Shadaloo. Fang and other powerful Ninggu Hao assassins approached Bison claiming they'd want to be a part of Shadaloo, and Bison saw right through their plan. He takes out Fang's fellow Ninggu Hao members and he would be soon to follow. Fang used as much poison as he possibly could, but it had no effect on Bison. As Fang was ready to meet his doom, Bison revealed to him that he was impressed by his will to live, and he would make a valuable asset to Shadaloo. Fang, seeing how much stronger Bison was left astounded. He wanted to be a part of Bison's new world order, leading him to become one of Bison's hired servants. Fang would play a big role in Street Fighter V's main story mode DLC, A Shadow Falls, where he was in charge of the successful installation of the Black Moons, but he was unsuccessful. Fang's story mode really got to showcase to me who he is. To me, Fang is a very calculated individual, which is an important asset for an assassin. His main motive is survival. He survived the training that many other kids couldn't. He joined Shadaloo and left the Ninggu Hao for Shadaloo was stronger. Someone called him a traitor, but at the end of the day, he did what was best for him. Though he did get a lot of screen time in A Shadow Falls, I do not believe it helped him. Fang would often come off as annoying and would cheat his way out of situations that made no sense. I think part of it was because the story mode was so poorly written, but personally, when I played it, it gave me such a bad impression of Fang. Like, after I was done playing it, I did not like this character at all. Now for my final verdict, why do I think Fang is often forgotten? And I would have to say it's an accumulation of two things. For one, I would say it's his gameplay. Fang is not good. He's designed to be a zoner, but is best played when he's rushing. Fang is also a tricky character to use. Why struggle to learn to play Fang when you could just use another character that requires less effort to win? And secondly, his design is not the most appealing. That also contributes to the first one. A lot of characters are picked because of how they look. Rashid is a high tier character, yet is not played the most because the design isn't the most compelling. Many often regard Fang as a joke character like Rufus and Dan due to his out of place design and funky attitude, but I would beg to differ. Though Fang's gameplay animations and voice acting may be amusing at times, don't let it take away from the fact that he is a deadly assassin. He fights to kill, unlike many other fighters on the roster. Personally, I really like F.a.n.g. One of the things I enjoy about making these types of videos is it forces me to learn more about these characters, like Falk in my previous video. Check that one out. Never mind my little promo there, but before this, I was not the biggest fan of Fang. I thought he was goofy, thought he was super annoying in A Shadow Falls. Fang just never sat well with me, but after doing this video, I'd say he's misunderstood. This joke character label I often see attached to him is complete and utter bullshit. His poison is no fucking joke. Both of these factors, I believe, lead to making Fang an unpopular character. So to conclude, why is Fang often forgotten? I'd have to say it's an accumulation of both his gameplay and design. Bam. If you have any points of your own to make, be sure to leave them in the comments. And if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. And with that being said, it's been the Masked Assailant, and I'm signing off. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.